Hey, welcome everybody. We're back here in the third round of the state playoffs at Central Park over on the campus of Alexander Central, where the 26-2 Alexander Central Cougars are taking on the South Caldwell Spartans, who are also 26-2 on the season. Coach, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
I think the only regret we have is that this is the third round and maybe not the Western Regional Final.
I'm with you on that, but this is one of those where if you are a fan, you want to see it, but now's not when you want to see it. You're exactly right. That Western Final would have been great to see this game.
You know, you hate the rules for the seeding in the state playoffs with how the conference champions get seeded higher, which, you know, this benefits Alexander Central this year. Last year, the roles were flipped where South Caldwell was the number 2 seed and, you know, Alexander Central was down there at the 10. Neither one of them should be the 10 ever.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
So, you know, we've got 2 of the top, if not the top 2 4A teams in the state playing here tonight. So we're extremely excited to be able to bring this to you and that you can be able to see it.
Well, you're exactly right. If this is going to be anything like the first 3 matchups that they have played each other, everybody here is in for a treat. And if you're watching, you are in for a treat. If you're seeing these 2 teams for the first time, wow, you're definitely going to get your money's worth. As far as the weather goes tonight, Coach, we got a huge black cloud lingering in the background right over center field. We're hoping that stays away. And if it does, and they put on a game like they're capable of putting on, we'll be in for a good one.
Absolutely. You know, we talked at the start of the year, you know, when the teams play each other in the conference season, and you talk about how, you know, well, obviously South Caldwell knows Alexander Central knows South Caldwell.
Right.
Well, they multiply that 1 times 4 tonight, with this being the 4th matchup and then the second matchup in a span of a week and a half. So
it's familiarity breeds contempt. Do you think these teams like each other?
Not when they're facing each other. Definitely, probably not.
Oh man, I tell you what. So let's say tonight one of these whoever wins this game ends up winning a state title. How do you think the other one's going to feel?
Probably have a really bitter taste in their mouth.
Yeah, they're going to have a bitter taste because 26-2 for South Caldwell means they lost 2 games, both of them to Alexander Central. So 26-2 for Alexander Central looks a little different, where they lost to Central Cabarrus and they lost to South Caldwell in the conference tournament championship. So they've got wins against each other. So are you thinking South's looking to get that second one back too and make up for it, or you think AC is going, you know what, not tonight?
Well, you obviously, you know, if you're South Caldwell, you want to get the win. Well, both of them want to get the win regardless, but going 2-2 in that on the season with each other, and you know, Alexander would love to also be on that other side too, saying, you know what, we're going on in the playoffs. We also beat our biggest rival, who is also possibly our biggest competition 3 of the 4 times. So definitely a lot of the motivation, obviously, with state playoffs is there anyway, and then you add the rivalry part to it as well. It just makes it even more fun.
That's exactly right. And if you've never been to a game here at Alexander Central, it's a different atmosphere than any other place you're going to play. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And it's a different atmosphere than any other place that you're going to play. You're going to get a great crowd, full up on both sides, Alexander Central side and South Caldwell side. And I'm looking probably at 300, maybe 400 people here right now packed up in this place. And there's room for more if you guys want to come down and check it out. I mean, if you want to brave that black cloud lingering over center field, come on down. It'll be worth it, I promise you. Even if you're only here for 2 or 3 innings, it's going to be worth it.
When obviously we've called the games at South Caldwell before, and that's a great place to see a game. This place is awesome because it's so cozy and so compact. You know, sometimes at South Caldwell you got a little bit more room to move around, and it's just a little bit bigger. But, man, we're all crammed in here right here, and it's makes everything for a great atmosphere.
Oh, it's definitely a different feel. Yeah. Definitely a different feel. And I tell you what, the story, the history of Alexander Central versus South Caldwell, it's going to come – I mean, it's going to be full tilt tonight. Full tilt. You already have people kind of talking to each other, not in a great way when you coming in and you hear them. You know what I mean? Just there's a maybe some friendly smack talk.
Hey, that started even before today.
Oh, 100%.
You got people yesterday just praying it would stop raining so we can go ahead and get this game in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
But thank goodness for tarps, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Cover it up. Looks good.
looks really good out here. Not only they have that field tarp, they had at least 47 people offer up their big tarps out here. They had them patched out all over the place. It looked like a patchwork quilt. The outfield was covered up. They had them over top of the fences out there, keeping the windscreen dry. I mean, it's nuts. At least that's what I'd have been doing.
Absolutely.
If you want to play this game, that's what you have to do, right? So, Coach, I'm going to ask the $10 million question. You were a product of Alexander Central High School. You coached every girl on the South Caldwell team. So, what are you thinking? How you feel about it?
Ah, man.
Huh?
You got good girls everywhere.
Yeah.
We've coached all the girls on South Caldwell's team.
Yep.
We've coached against all the girls on Alexander Central's team.
That's right.
And fantastic girls, very talented players.
Yep.
We could go down the list at where some of these girls, the seniors especially, are going to be playing next year, and then some of the other ones where they're going to be playing in the future, because their softball careers, one of these teams tonight, some of their softball careers don't end tonight. So that's right. We've got talent all over the field. And we've seen this all the way back to the middle school days, where it goes both ways. And
exactly.
It's not so much, is one team so much better than the other, or it just comes down to those several handful of plays each night. And,
You're exactly
and
right.
that doesn't mean that one team's worse or one team's better. We've just got really talented players all over the field.
That's exactly right.
And obviously, when you get to this level of the state playoffs, that's how it is. But yeah, you're right. It's fun being from over here and seeing the history and the tradition here, and seeing what has happened with South Caldwell softball, especially in the past 15, 20 years, and how that program has just completely taken off.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously Alexander Central has the state titles going back all the way to the 70s, but you could not ask for anything better that you would want tonight. And man, we're just excited.
That's exactly right. Although there's no love lost, there's never a lack of respect for one another.
Yeah.
And you hear it all, from parents on both sides when you see them out. Well, it's going to be down to South and AC again. and they're exactly right. That's just, they know it. They know what they're getting from each other, and they know what they're going to get from the girls standing beside them. Each girl knows what they're going to get from their teammates. So no love lost, but also no lack of respect.
And back in, I guess you could say February, you could even go to, even after the game tonight, both of these know that next year, or when the season starts especially, at the end of the year, you're going to have to go through the other one.
Yeah.
And that's the respect part of this whole rivalry.
Absolutely.
Where absolutely that yeah, you know what, we might can't stand your guts when we're playing against each other, but that's also the competitiveness of it.
Yep.
But just the respect and knowing, we're going to get their best shot. They're going to get our best shot. So
those are definitely circled games on the calendar. Yeah, and it's not just circled for this year, next year, but it's circled for the following year and the following year, because that's who we got to beat.
And you go back, we're looking today. I think the last 3 years, I think Alexander, they played 10 times, including this year, and then going back to 2023. Alexander Central's won 6 of those games, so 6-4. But the run differential is like a half dozen. So, all these games are close. And, there was one of those games in there last year where it's tied going to the last inning, and Alexander just erupts. So the score is misleading there, where it ends up being a 7-run game. But, that wasn't that big of a deficit the whole time.
Right.
But, these games are just so – it's like I think you saw a stat with, the Carolina-Duke basketball rivalry, going back the last 150 games or whatever, they have the same amount of points scored. That's kind of the same feeling here.
That's crazy.
It's going to be – we're going to look up at that scoreboard probably later in the game, and whether it's 2-2 or 5-5 or 8, it's going to be right there. It's everything you expect. So.
That's exactly right. So we're looking at pretty much high school's version of Red Sox versus Yankees when it comes down to swinging the bat and making the plays. I love it. Hey, they keep coming in. There's still a line waiting to pay out there, and they're parking across. They're filling up the parking lot across the street. We have, and I can see already there's a bunch of former players for each program here watching this game, and that is another. It's just another tale of the story that goes into this rivalry.
Yeah. And I think we talked about that respect earlier. That respect stays, but also even those former players that have played, you know, they want to beat the other one just as bad as the players on the field tonight.
Yep, that's exactly right. Got our plate meeting now. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. Everybody gets cranked up over that first pitch right here. Coach, I'm going to ask you another question. As far as I know being the home team has its advantage, what kind of advantage does South have in being able to hit first in this game? Do they have an advantage being able to hit first?
I think
get it out.
I think I learned it best from you. You hit first, you score first, right?
You hit first, you score first.
So they have the chance. We just got the lineups here. And, you know, South Caldwell's going to start the freshman Maddie Moore again.
That's right.
You have the chance to send her to that circle with the most confidence possible by giving her a couple runs there.
That's exactly right.
And, you know, also, I think it goes both ways with Alexander too. You know, they're on the field, they can set the tone defensively and in the circle, so you know they're going to be attacking right in the box. And so if you're South Caldwell, go up there ready to hit. You know, Laney White's throwing for Alexander.
Laney White's throwing too, man. We've seen her a bunch.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, they haven't seen Maddie a bunch. They've seen her they've probably seen her in every game, but they haven't seen her as much as they've seen Zaylee Brown.
Yep.
So I think maybe starting her tonight is a good idea. And then if she's getting it done, leave her. If she's not, and then we've seen Zaylee Brown be a different pitcher in these last couple games where she started and come in. It's like she's pitching like, you know, a woman possessed, really.
Yeah, and you go back to the first time they played this year, and Alexander just puts it on them early. Kind of the whole hit first, score first deal. Zaylee Brown starts. Alexander gets the big lead. Well, then that was the game where Maddie Moore comes in and throws about 8 innings of just, you know, 1-2 run ball, keeps her team in it. And then you go back to that conference championship game 10 days ago or whatever it was. And so South kind of has that same idea. Well, you know what? We're just going to start Maddie Moore, see what she does.
Exactly.
And she ends up pitching into the 6th. But then when you know, she's throwing that rise ball, throwing it really well. And then Zaylee Brown comes in, throwing it from a different hand, the left side, and the drop ball. You get the completely drastic different styles.
She pitches to the contact, but the contact that she's pitching to is a confident, I've got a defense behind me who's going to make those plays, whether it's a shortstop, a second baseman, a third baseman. And every now and then she'll leave one up, but when she's keeping it down, she is one of the toughest hitters in the state to hit.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable at bat. And it's one of those, I think as a hitter, it can be a little bit frustrating because you know you're going to get something to hit. Yep. It's one of those where you can be walking back to the dugout just saying, what do I have to do to square it up? Because it seems like I just never can. And that's the test of a good pitcher. You know, South Caldwell's pitching does it a little bit different. You know, a lot of times with these really, really good softball teams, it's been done with pitching that strikes everybody out. And, you know, South, they can get their share of strikeouts. There's no question about it, just like Alexander can. But tonight you're going to see chances for these hitters to hit, but these pitchers also know they have fantastic defenses behind them. They're going to make plays. They can trust them to make those plays behind them.
That's exactly right. And these defenses, probably 2 of the best you'll see on a high school softball field.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Just for reference there, you know, South Caldwell's played 28 games, only 25 errors for the whole season. And so a fielding percentage of about 950. You're not going to find anything better than that. Less than an error per game. That's good. And Alexander is the same boat. They're the same. They're in the same category there in terms of making the plays. And actually, we saw a couple of those errors almost come back to bite South Caldwell in that conference tournament championship game.
That's right.
Which was just completely uncharacteristic. But what's the hardest out to get? The last one. That was it.
The last one's the hardest one. And I tell you what, those errors that we did see, the ball ended up eventually being hit right back in that spot, and we saw the play made by the same player who made the error. So you're going, all right, that's a lot of confidence right there when the girl says, all right, hit it back to me. I'm ready to go. And that's confidence, coach and by the pitcher. We're about ready to crank it up here. We're going to line up some anthem, coach, and we're getting it going. Man. Well, they got a fireworks show getting ready to go on over here on the soccer field. They got a little like a spring carnival over here going on. Bounce houses for the kids.
Whatever we got to do to keep these clouds up that way, though.
They do have big fans up trying to blow it out that way. tell you one thing. South looks a little pumped up coming out here tonight.
Yep. That energy can carry you, can't it?
It can definitely carry you.
And obviously, you expect both of them. You expect that not to be an issue at this point in state playoffs. Maybe you kind of catch that bug when you're going through the long slog of the regular season, but you would expect the energy to completely be here tonight.
I think the goal for both of these teams tonight is not to let the other one get that momentum rolling. Momentum's a real thing. If one of them gets it rolling, you can forget about it. It's hard to stop, buddy. It's like a freight train.
Uncle Mo.
We got the always good on the microphone, John Watts, calling them out for Alexander Central tonight.
Shout out to him for setting us up with some lineups,
That's
too.
exactly right.
Getting us some good information. It's always he's got every stat you could ever think of. Man, he keeps it going on around here.
Yeah, he does. He started his own stat class at the college over there. He's doing a really good job with it, teaching young ones how to do stats. And he's also made programs for everybody tonight to hand out to keep score in their seat.
Is there anything better than keeping score at a baseball?
It's amazing. It's actually
greatest
really
thing
awesome.
ever.
All right, Coach, here we go. National anthem. I'm going to remove the headset for this one. Anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That rendition of the national anthem was sang by the Alexander Central Chorus Elite, led by Mr. John Watts. Coach, you were in the chorus here, weren't you?
I was. It was a machine.
I tell you
Bernadette
what,
Watts. Shout out Bernadette Watts.
That's exactly right. If you're listening, Bernadette, great job. It is what it is because of you. I think that rendition was from your senior year right there.
Maybe.
That's right, baby. Game time.
Real quick here, we'll just go through the lineup just in case nobody heard it. Leading off for South Caldwell, McCartney Harrington, Sydney Woodward in center field. Second, Sydney Bumgarner at shortstop. Emily Coffey's out on the left. Maddie Moore is pitching. Holland Wiesner is the right fielder. Zaylee Brown is the designated player. Bella Smith is the first baseman. That's who Zaylee's hitting for. Mallory Weinbarger at third. And then McKenna Yunt is over at second, rounding it out.
Going to be facing Laney Wyke in the circle, Coach.
We're just about ready to get going now.
About ready to go. Hey, Coach. Look at you right there.
Hey, if it only stays a drizzle, we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. If it gets worse than this, I appreciate you listeners, but I don't think I can hang out in it unless they get us a little. All right, pitch number one. Here it comes, Coach. And it's popped up. Looks like pop up to shortstop. And one pitch, one out. As we expected, Harrington's coming out of the box swinging every time. You know she is.
Good pitch right there. Had a little bit of rise to it late life in the zone, and Harrington got just under it just a little bit.
That's exactly
right. What a great
right.
setup we got here tonight, too, right behind home plate.
Right behind home plate.
We're seeing the same thing you guys are seeing.
That'll bring up Sydney Wilbur. South Caldwell's team's not going to take a lot of pitches. If they see a strike, they're going to swing at one. A little bit outside right there. One ball, no strikes. Takes strike one right down the middle. Just kind of judging by her reaction. She didn't like that one. Thought it was a little high, I think.
Yeah, still obviously third pitch of the game. You got to fill out that strike zone a little bit. I know South Caldwell might not like that one, but they're also not going to complain if they also get it.
Yeah, they'll get it. A little bit out. 2 balls, 1 strike. Woodward showing a little patience so far, not just going in there swinging after that first pitch out. Smart on her part. Takes ball 3 high. She's got to sit on something perfect right here, something she can look to drive somewhere.
Looking for that one spot.
If it's not there, you don't need it. She got pitch comp?
I believe so.
Swings through that one for strike 2. Got a full count on a hitter, 1 down. Sydney Wilbur at the plate. Facing Laney White in the circle, who's always tough. Fly ball center field. Center fielder comes up with it easy. 2 outs. I think this is the way Alexander Central wanted this game to start.
2 quick outs.
2 quick outs.
The deep count there to Woodward, but the 1 pitch out, the first hitter to Harrington, helps make up for that one. So I think if you would have told them you're going to get 2 outs and 7 pitches, they'll absolutely take it.
That's exactly right. Now she's staring right down the pipe at Sydney Bumgarner right here. Bumgarner coming out swinging at the first pitch, popping out to the infield for the 3rd out. Here's one thing we know, South Caldwell's going to come to swing the bat. Didn't get much barrel on it there, but
I know we got 8 pitches to judge so far. South Caldwell's going to swing it, but those 8 pitches looked like White had a lot of late life there through the zone. You know, the pop out early to Harrington first pitch, and then that one kind of rode in on Bumgarner's hands.
Yep.
So it looks like she's throwing the ball well for the top of the first, but could have scripted a better start for the Cougars.
Now every South Caldwell fan's hoping that Maddie Moore can come out and get the same result going right here. And things we've noticed about her, she's not fazed by a lot. She just even keel kind of goes through games, and wherever they call it's what she throws. So we're maybe hoping to see the same thing tonight.
You know, we've talked about it with our last broadcast several weeks ago. She's really, the curveball has really developed this year and become a pretty good pitch for her to go with the rise ball, to go with a little bit of a change up. So developing that 3rd pitch is key, so we'll see what she's got working tonight.
She's ready to go, I tell you. She's like, hey, let's just go ahead and get 5 warm up. Here's 6, throw it down, let's get out of here, let's go. Harrington delivering a strike down to 2nd. All right, Coach, the ever-dangerous Kyla Hamby coming to the plate. She can lose one in a hurry. What a good hitter. Just does everything towards the softball the right way. Not a lot of wasted movement. Comes out swinging, fouls it off left side. Check it out. Whew. Starting to rain on us a little bit.
That's it. Get a little wet. A little bit more than a drizzle here.
A little bit more. Takes 2nd pitch for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on the hitter. This is tough on a pitcher right here to be throwing in this stuff. Umpire calls timeout and goes out checking something, maybe talking to her about her delivery or
maybe going to her about drying the ball off.
Maybe so,
like that.
yeah. Oof.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we putting this thing up, Coach?
Want to?
Let's do it. See what you got there. Oh, watch out now.
Oh, we're getting them off the field.
And they're getting them off the field.
Right as we get the umbrella up.
Right as we get the umbrella up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you want us to talk to you some while we're in the rain delay, we can. I don't know if the weather's actually going to let us, to be honest with you.
Oh, God.
Everybody here now is wishing they started this game at 4:18 today. I wish they'd started this early. Well, I see umbrellas flying down just like a big pop-up tent at the beach, baby.
Hey, it looks like we got a Chinese fire drill out in right field getting its tarp on.
Yeah, hope nobody gets stuck under that thing.
Big time out there.
Yeah, it is. That's a good call. Big time, son. Woo.
It's pretty efficient out there with that tarp, though. I'll tell you what.
They're doing a good job with it. Got both coaching staffs out there. That is a luxury to have, buddy.
No doubt.
I'll tell you what, one year when I was coaching Alexander Central baseball, we had a field tarp, and we were putting that thing out, and that wind was whipping, and our center fielder, Trey Starnes, was holding on to that thing, and it lifted him up 10 feet off the ground. Needless to say, the wind was whipping big time.
Umbrella. Bring the whole tripod. Thank you.
It's a great job by this coaching staff.
Sorry. Should have timed that one just to see.
Yeah.
I'll put that against any high school around.
Oh,
ever.
100%. It's pretty efficient.
Hey, some of these some of these Major League grounds crews might be able to take notes from that.
That was better than the White Sox. White Sox were having to bring out blankets and guys pullovers from the dugout to cover up stuff. A couple weeks ago, did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And then they ended up with about, 6 or 7 of those little just mound tarps.
Yes, they were covering first base, home plate. And the field tarp was halfway out in the outfield. Somebody was stuck under it. It was great. What's the radar say? You might know.
Let's get a look. Oh, chief meteorologist right here.
Here we go. Yeah, it says now it's raining.
Yeah, it does.
Rain right now.
100% chance of rain right now.
100% chance. That's exactly right. It's going to happen.
Maybe it'll just blow through here real quick.
It might. It looks like it's going to get in and out of here quick. Tell you one thing we learned. If it's coming from that way, which is our right field area, if it's coming that way,
it's coming here.
It's coming here. It's going to drop. So them putting these tarps on might be pretty good. It might be a short stint, but it's going to drop some rain.
And then obviously with the rain we had yesterday, ain't going to take much for it to start puddling up and getting wet.
Good to see you, brother. You all right? Yeah.
I hope the camera's all right.
Well, the Alexander Central girls want to play. They're all out here helping too.
Yep.
Just grab the whole tripod and run. Oh, well, I just hooked the camera out because I felt like that was.
If we just get this in and out, I think we're going to be all right.
I like their tarp holders. It's coffee cans and old nacho cheese cans with concrete in them, with rebar down in the concrete. something Monty Sherrill worked on when he was here several years back. We got the idea from him for baseball, too, and made a bunch of them. It works, buddy. Thank you so much. Hope Aniston gets in tonight.
Absolutely.
Ropes one right to a South Caldwell player.
It's gonna be hard to be impartial if you get a family member in the game.
It is, yeah.
But
yeah. Are you going to be able to call it straight up the middle, Coach, or are you going to be pulling for her straight out?
Oh, she gets in there. We're pulling for her all day.
That's exactly right. She was a good little player over there.
Tough, hard out, good fielder.
That's one thing about coaching these girls, coaching against the other girls. We've seen them all grow up, man. It's crazy.
Yep.
The best softball players in the state are all in these two dugouts.
A radius of about 10 miles, if that.
Shout out to these fans out here that have not moved. They're like, you know what? We're not going anywhere. We got ponchos.
They saw that tarp come on and saw that sign that, hey, we're going to try to get this in tonight. They don't want to lose their spot.
There's a student section up there with no shirts on, going crazy. I like that. That's dedication right there. No shirts. I think they got a slip and slide going over there. See that South Caldwell baseball game the other night?
And that was the most fun atmosphere for a high school baseball game. Those of you that didn't see it, every time South Caldwell scored, their students are sitting right behind the home plate. So their first runs of the game were a 2-run homer in the bottom of the third. The ball's still in the air on its way towards the scoreboard. And you look down, and students are running as fast as they can to get to the slip and slide, set up down the third baseline. And then
they started giving haircuts. You want a free haircut? Come on over beside the third base dugout in the stands.
Had kids running in front of us with long, shaggy hair. Then the next time you saw them, they're almost bald.
Buzz cuts. Look like golf balls on top of their heads because they missed some.
South Caldwell baseball at home tonight against Marvin Ridge.
That's right.
Big time.
That's right.
Try to get a score update for you. They start at 7-2. Hopefully they're playing over there.
We know the pitching matchups for that game tonight.
Graham Waters was on the mound for
Graham Waters up for South Caldwell.
South Caldwell, yes. He's had a great career going to Pfeiffer.
That's right.
Pfeiffer. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think you're right. He's going to play some wood bat baseball in Wilkesboro this summer.
Yep. Speaking of that league, those of you in the area, you got to go check out Sawmills.
Oh, that's right. The Timber Kings. Head coach Cody Penny getting after it over there. They're actually playing, I guess, an exhibition game against our American Legion team on the 17th at the in Sawmills at Veterans Park. Christening that field. If you haven't been over there lately, man, they've done a great job over there. They put lights up. They have put a grass on the infield. The dugouts were already really nice. Just the field looks amazing. Parking lots look great. Just, I tell you what, that Sawmills crew, town manager, Chase Weinbarger, Tanner Green getting it done, Daniel Bowman. Great. Garrison Burris, awesome. Those guys are putting some work in. And I might have missed some names there.
But Tanner Green, man, he is as pumped up for that as I've ever seen anybody with anything.
Yes, he is. He had a great interview the other night when he was talking about Little League softball, and not necessarily Little League, but anywhere from T-ball all the way up to their 12, 13-year-olds, softballs, baseball. Just had a great interview talking about how he's doing it for the kids and how the kids were getting something out of it. I love it. Big shout out to our Granite Falls Recreation Department, Chad Raby as well. opening up the splash pad over there.
Hey.
Hey, 3,500 people showed up the other night. And while we were calling one of the games or watching one of the games, there was fireworks going off in the background behind the scoreboard at South Caldwell.
Felt like it was straight out of the natural.
Yes. It was great.
The entire population.
I tell you what, this area with those guys in that row, those recreation departments, man, Doug Main over there, Isaac Porthras, outstanding job by all of them, just getting things going for community.
How about that the other night, that conference tournament championship game? You had who knows how many people at the softball game, and then half a mile through the woods.
Yeah.
You had several thousand over at the opening of the splash pad, the splash bash.
Yes. They said they're going to try to make that a yearly thing, annual, and just do it.
I'm all for it.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, that's like having closing down the town square and having people over there. And I'm assuming we're still rolling here. I don't know. Herb.
Yeah, we're rolling.
I love it. We were talking about it, whether we're rolling or not, baby.
Might have to open up the phone lines here in a minute.
Yeah, we can watch the chat.
You guys got anything you want us to talk about or something that we've missed? I'm not as caught up on Alexander County things going on as we used to be, but
Well, you talk about the recreation down in Sawmills and Granite Falls. Hey, John Presnell's got going on over here, man.
That's exactly right. He does. And John, obviously, our girls, or Alexander Central girls, varsity basketball coach. What did he get his 100th victory
I believe
this season?
So. Yeah, and great
Coaching
coach.
that, a great coach, absolutely. Coaching that, running the rec center, doing a great job with that.
I was fortunate enough to play for him in middle school. We probably caused him some headaches because we weren't very good, but he did a fantastic job.
He is a fantastic coach, and I will tell anybody that.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Knows his stuff.
Hey, and just a little shameless plug, I guess. I got a couple cousins that umpire. So if you're out here at some of these games, man, lay off the umpires a little bit. They're doing their best.
Sometimes.
But if I show up to a game, I'm probably going to give them a hard time too.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will. I'm hoping to catch one of those games for sure. We got to get a student section and go out and just heckle them one night.
I think we should. For the whole slip and slide and everything.
Yeah.
I know some kids we could recruit for that.
That would be amazing.
Hey, we do. If someone wants to chat with us on YouTube, they certainly can. We'll see the text on YouTube.
Hey, if you guys want to chat with us on YouTube, you can definitely do that. We'll respond to anything you put on there.
I don't know if we got a sponsor for the rain delay hotline or not, but
right now,
that's okay.
I think Doug Roney thinks that the rain is going to lighten up a little bit because he's already out here starting to take coffee cans off of the tarp.
I think he's going to try to get the tarp off by himself.
I think he is.
Get it off by himself and
he's
roll
so
it up.
Pumped up. Oh, my gosh. He is actually out there rolling on the tarp right now like a squeegee trying to get it off the – I wish you could see this. I wish you could see this. Oh, my goodness. Now he's taking off running across. Oh, he's sliding. That's going to start a
trend.
Whew. It's going to start a domino effect there. Oh, my goodness gracious. That turned all of a sudden, didn't it? He went from rolling around on it like a squeegee to running across it and sliding.
Yeah.
Good for him. It's a lot of energy to have. Got Luke Combs in stands over here, right there.
The South Caldwell baseball game has been postponed.
Well, what they say, one inning, first inning?
I don't even know if they got started.
Well, Roney is taking an actual squeegee out on the tarp right now, pushing some mud away from the edges, along with Brett Parham, South Caldwell assistant coach. Kylie Hamby's coming out inspecting things right now, so I think they're thinking, hey, it's about over. Let's get this mud away from everything. Go probably throw some quick dry down. I'll let these girls get stretched back out a minute. It'll be a minute, though. It'll be a minute. Oh, man. Did you get wet at all, Coach?
Very little.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Well,
So from my left ear, straight line down my left leg, I'm wet. My left foot's soaked. It's squishing up through my shoes. If anybody wanted to know that, you got it. If you didn't,
cameraman, how you feel?
Got
You
it
feel like
anyway.
you had a shower?
No, I got pretty wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, our cameraman, Carter McGinnis, he got soaking wet. He was on a ladder behind the scoreboard filming everything in and had to climb down that ladder. Ended up getting soaking wet. I'm glad it didn't lighten it out there. But good job. And this guy has a phenomenal goatee. If anybody was wondering. Looks a little bit like Tom Cruise.
Appreciate the shout out.
Yeah, man. People starting to roll back in here like they think it's over.
I like the optimism.
I like the optimism too because the rain just picked back up. I think they probably said, you know what, we're sitting in it no matter what. Let's go. Get them out there. I'll tell you something. Fans of baseball, softball, or any sports in general, outside sports, they will brave the weather if they know it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
If they feel like this is going to be a great game, they'll stay out here
If you were ever,
until it's called off.
if you were ever going to brave the elements for a game,
This is the one to do
exactly
it.
what you want to do it for.
This is the one you want to do it for. Nah.
I know. I'm just testing it out. What radio station are you on? What radio station band are you on?
We are on YouTube, Blue Bear Productions. Blue Bear Productions, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, we got a comment coming in.
I got a comment, baby.
Brandon E. talking about Marvin Ridge pitcher committed to Vanderbilt.
Oh, son.
Story is he's
That's
pitching against
legit.
South tonight.
That's legit.
It's good stuff.
Oh, Vandy. Listen, you get a Vandy, you're good, buddy. You get to any of those SEC schools to play baseball, you are good.
That could be a problem for South Caldwell.
Yeah.
Could be. We could be a problem for him, too. We're hoping to be a problem for him. I'll just put it that way. Stop it.
Carter, yo, did you get that battery? Can I? Did you? No, I didn't.
What about Brandon Akers? I assume Brandon E is Brandon Akers. Unless you know another
Well,
Brandon E. But regardless,
I don't know who it would be.
But regardless, if it's Brandon Akers, Cintas,
Yeah.
if that's him, Cintas driver,
The
Cintas
Cintas driving school, Denny Hamlin.
by day and baseball insider by night.
And a NASCAR enthusiast.
An NASCAR enthusiast, yep.
I'm going to scoot closer
Come
to
on
you,
now.
Coach. Oh, watch yourself.
Some of these people might be heading back to their cars.
Well, I think the tarp's even kind of upset about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's not really feeling it. The more it's out there, the heavier it gets. That's okay, though. It's keeping what's under it dry. Too bad there's not one for the entire field. They're making some kind of announcement here. I think they're saying it's raining. Go to your cars. Those children in the bouncy house over there for this little spring festival they got going on, they're working out pretty hard. Hanging out, baby. They're about to use that as a raft.
What? What? I can run and get it. See if you can grab my laptop bag. Your laptop bag? Right in front of me.
Laptop battery. Oh, Coach.
Oh my, I just got absolutely drenched just on that.
Oh, man.
Hey, we got the sun trying to peek through over there.
Well, it's trying to. I wish it would peek all the way through. Send this mess packing. I did bring some dry clothes in the car. I may have to go get them after this thing subsides.
I did not, but it's okay.
I hear thunder now. Ugh.
We might want to wrap up and try to get out of here before
We may need to, guys. We may need to close it down for a minute. Get back to you later if this thing starts back up.